Hello to everyone, it is Risolat Achilova, an English teacher of Bukhara State University. Today we will speak about the topic risk management. Let's move to the theoretical part of our lesson. First of all, let's define what is the risk management or what is the risk management process. The risk management process consists of a series of steps that, when undertaken in sequence, enable continual improvement in decision making, or it is a methodology that helps managers make best use of their available resources. There are some steps of the risk management process. The first is communicate and consult. The second is establish the context. The third is identify the risk. The fourth is analyze the risk. The fifth is evaluate the risk. The sixth is treat the risk, and the last one is the monitor and review. The aim of risk identification is to identify possible risks that may affect either negatively or positively the objectives of the business and the activity under analysis. Answering the following question identifies the risk. What can happen? How can it happen? Why could it happen? There are two main ways to identify risks. The first, identifying retrospective risks. Retrospective risks are those that have previously occurred, such as incidents or accidents. Retrospective risk identification is often the most common way to identify risks and the easiest. It is easier to believe something if it has happened before. It is also easier to quantify its impact and to see the damage it has caused. The second is identifying prospective risks. Prospective risks are often harder to identify. These are things that have not yet happened but might happen sometime in the future. Identification should include all risks, whether or not they are currently being managed. The rationale here is to record all significant risks and monitor or review the effectiveness of their control. Now let's move our practical part of our lesson. As usual, we will conduct our today's lesson with the textbook Scale Up. We will do exercise from this textbook. Let's do next exercise. First exercise, now you have some ideas, some opinions about the steps of the risk management, about the risk management process, and what is the risk management itself. Imagine that you have been offered a good job with a high salary. Would you accept it immediately or think over carefully? Write the reasons for your decision. I'll give some minutes to fulfill this activity, to fulfill this task. Okay, if you are ready, you may check from this schedule your possible answers. Here given all steps of risk management process, and all these steps are connected to each other. From here you may check your possible answers. Now let's move to the next activity to revise new words with their definition. The word increase. The word increase, if something increases or you increase it, it becomes greater in number. The word awareness, to hear information about something, to know about. The word responsibility. If you have responsibility for something or someone, or if they are responsibilities, it's your job or duty to deal with them and to take decisions relating to them. And the word experience. Experience is a knowledge or skill in a particular job or activity which you have gained because you have done the job or activity for a long time. The word nightmare, a very frightening dream. These are all new words which is related to today's lesson, to our lesson. For improving our listening skills, we will do next our activity, listening activity. You should listen carefully, and which of these questions was not mentioned, you should tick them on your notebooks. Are you ready? If you are ready, now I'll put an audio.
Lesson 12. Risk Management. Risk Management Guide for Student Organizations. At the beginning of the academic year, the Uzbekistan Higher Institution Administration appoints student leaders who are obliged to plan events and activities together with the faculty and staff. One of their responsibilities is to implement a comprehensive model of risk management to use in organizing social activities. Following the regulations, the authority has appointed Islamuddin Sirajuddinov as leader of Kamalot Youth Social Movement for his being prioritized freshman in the university admission exams owing to his well behavior and top academic results during the 9 months army service. On the behalf of his duties, accomplishment in youth leadership, he clearly understands that he needs to review students, faculty, and staff leaders' handbook for details on validation process. Folding the front page of the handbook, he finds the lines, "Leaders of student organizations should be familiarized with risk assessment and management concepts and tools as required by Education Code." Having no idea about risk management, Islamuddin makes up his mind to consult a senior student, Jawahir, who is a leader of Kamalot among graduate students. Jawahir wholeheartedly tries to highlight the term risk management, giving a tailored reply to the questions by Islamuddin.
Hello, could you help me to clarify, please, what the risk management is?
Oh, the same misunderstanding I had when I encountered this term in the handbook. Well, let me say it so. Risk management is the process of considering the potential and perceived risk involved in student activities. It includes monitoring organization activities and taking both corrective action and proactive steps to minimize accidental injury or loss.
Oh, does risk management have specific types?
There are lots of risk types. Major ones to consider are physical, reputational, emotional, financial, and facilities.
You have stated the main types and what the risk activities are.
There are potentially high-risk activities. They are alcohol, fire, and life safety, travel, behavior at parties and social events, and others. However, this is not an all-inclusive list. You should be able to use the concepts and tools to apply to all of your activities to assess the associated risks.
Can you provide me with concepts associated with the risk management?
They are the followings. Number 1. Identify risky behavior. Can injury or loss occur as a result of participation in or attendance at the event or activity, running with pointed scissors in your hand? Number 2. Assess the probability. How likely is an injury or loss to occur while performing the activity, running with scissors on a rocky hill? Number 3. Reduce risk. You may not be able to completely eliminate all risks. However, what methods or controls can be implemented to make the event safer? Controlling the use of alcohol, not allow running with sharp-pointed items, and etc. Number 4. Reassess the activity. Now that the obvious risks have been addressed, what else can be done to minimize the risks?
How can students identify and reduce risk?
They should meet with university advisors to review activities. Also, they have to read, understand, and know university policies.
Do you understand all these questions? If you are ready, we will check our possible answers. Here you can see 3 answers. There are 3 questions which were not mentioned in this interview. The first is, what are risk management concepts? The second is risk management inborn skill? And the last one is, have you ever been in risk managing cases? Okay, let's move to another exercise, to another activity. This is our last activity. Read the statement and write your opinion about them. It will be your home assignment. You should read carefully and make brief summary. Write down your brief summary on your notebooks. In the next lesson, we will check your home assignment. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye. Stay at home.